Ready. What do we call you, sir?
First name, Mr. Last name, Glass.
Oh, hi guys, it's Greg,
It's Mate.
and today we are going to talk about
Glass.
Glass is the last movie of M. Night Shyamalan, a director that I enjoyed following in his first years. So Shyamalan break the ice with the audience with actually Sixth Sense, a movie with Bruce Willis, and 1 year after he started this trilogy that ended this year with Unbreakable. Unbreakable was a movie with Bruce Willis as well, and the audience didn't really receive it well. But after the years, it became really.
And later on, it gained some following.
Exactly, and then he had like the last 10 years, he kind of lost himself into big production.
Yeah.
And he came back by surprise. Actually, nobody really expecting him anymore. But he came back with Split.
As you said it, no one was expecting Split. Actually, no one was expecting anything from Shyamalan at that point, as he delivered only failures in recent memory. But then Split came out of nowhere and surprised everyone, pleased everyone. Of course, the ending of the trilogy was very anticipated. Shyamalan, as I feel it, and I think you can agree, was actually forced into making the climax of the trilogy, and everyone pressured him, and of course he lacked the inspiration that made Unbreakable and Split so good, and this lack of inspiration led to a movie so bland and so forced that it just ended up bad.
Yeah, actually, what he wanted to do is really to satisfy the audience, and I feel that the movie was built only in this purpose, which explained the reason of his failure. Well, the first thing for me, when you can see that he's like following the audience, is the cameo that he's making. Shyamalan is actually making cameo in all his movie almost.
I like Hitchcock and
yeah,
some
exactly,
of the famous
and
directors.
usually pretty successful ones. He made one in Unbreakable as one of the guy who is going to the stadium where Bruce Willis is working, and a second one in Split when he's working in an IT shop, something related to
I think
electronics.
fans were complaining like, how can it be possible?
Exactly, they were telling like, but you are making two different cameo, playing two different characters within the same universe. How is it possible? So in Glass, you have a scene when he's actually working in this kind of shop, and he's explaining to Bruce Willis that, yeah, I used to go before in the stadium, everything. So he's kind of justifying himself to the audience why he made these two cameos. So this scene doesn't really make sense into Glass itself.
The record straight.
Then the second thing, Shyamalan is known, as you mentioned me before, as the kind of the twist director. That's really his style.
That's Shyamalan twist
Exactly.
at the ending of this movie.
And usually it works really well. In this movie, all the twists that he tries to implement fail. They really all fail. And he is putting too many twists. That's also the problem. Everything is too much in the movie. Like you said, forced. It's really too much. So we have at least 5 twists in the whole movie.
Story-wise.
You have this idea with the train when he tried to connect the character of the Beast, Kevin
and David Dunn.
Exactly,
Bruce Willis character.
together, like the father was in the same train that David Dunn. You have the twist of at the end we think that the superhero didn't win, that they can't show the fact that they are real superhero, and because they shoot everything and they can release it into the video, so that's another twist. Sorry. We have also the tower. We think since the beginning that they will end in the big tower, big fight and everything, and no, they end in front of the hospital. Everything is really forced, and it's too many twists at the same time. And for me, the main problem is the twist of the genre. What I love about Shyamalan cinema is the fact that usually you don't know what kind of movie you will watch. When you start, for example, with Unbreakable, you think that you will watch a drama about a family father who just is the only survivor from a train accident, and then you realize that no, you are in a superhero movie. A bit the same with Split, and he tries to do the same here, but it doesn't work because we already saw Split, we already saw Unbreakable, and we know that we are in a superhero movie. And he tries to with this psychologue.
I tried to challenge this view.
Exactly, with
Might
the
not be a
psychologist.
superhero movie.
Exactly, the psychologist is like telling to the three main character. that yeah, maybe you're not superhero, you're just ordinary people that have good capacities. But the problem is that the characters start to believe in it, but the audience never really believed that, because we saw Split, we saw the Beast doing stuff, we saw
what they were capable of.
yeah, we saw Unbreakable when he's like weighting like 100 kilos, or even no, it was like 200, 300, 400 kilos. So we saw that no, they are not ordinary people, they are superheroes. So this doesn't work, and at the end, what you think from the beginning that you are in a superhero movie is actually the conclusion of the movie. Yes, you are in a superhero movie, so nothing
Surprise.
works. Yeah, exactly. So all the twists he tried to implement in this movie just failed, and that's make the movie kind of poor in terms of inspiration, and that comes from the fact that Shyamalan made the movie just because he had to make the movie, because he had the pressure from the audience.
Yeah, that's really nice, because I know you very much enjoyed the twist of the genres in the previous movies. Start out as a drama and end up as a superhero movie. I agree, but I think they were about even more. I think Unbreakable was investigating the characters so well. It was a very nicely painted picture of the character, very deep indeed. Especially Split was very deep.
Yeah.
It went really deep into the psychology of this person with multiple personalities. And this movie just doesn't do that. I think it's a crossover. We can agree on that. It's in the same spirit as it's made in the same spirit as Avengers, basically.
Yeah.
But
reusing the same characters in the same
throwing
universe.
them in again in action, and the characters that you already know and love. And I think it's a pretty entertaining movie on that level. But as a climax of a trilogy, it's a failure, because I think a good crossover works like taking the characters that you know and building them on, showing them new ways, influencing them in new ways, and the worst kind of crossover does the opposite. It just throws them in, shows you this is the character that you love, and then
do nothing with them.
No development. And this is that kind of crossover, because there is the Beast. He's thrown in. Of course, it's a big time for James McAvoy, because he
show
he's
all
very
his
good.
talent.
He plays more characters than he did in Split, but nothing is done with his character. There's no development, and the same is true for David Dunn.
So we can say in a way that Glass didn't bring any added value from the two first ones.
Yeah, it doesn't build on. It just reused the same characters and tries to please the audience by that.
Yeah, I agree. It's really important when you have a movie to have a purpose behind it, more than just trying to reuse what was already successful. And that's the main problem of Shyamalan, is that he lost himself into his own universe, and he's kind of not discrediting his universe, but at least not really adding anything to what he already created with the two first movies.
Indeed.
Anyway, that was our review about Glass.
Let us know if you disagree in the comments below. Please subscribe as well.
Yeah, and see you soon for the next video.
See you next time. Cheers.
Bye.